Hey guys, RJ CNC Metalworks with Levi. Today, the Ratrod project gets its driveline. Lots of horsepower, a lot of old, cool, nostalgic junk parts that we're going to refurbish and make this thing go down the road. Setting in the electrical for it, so gotta put this little coil like this. Always looking for parts, and looking for parts. And the whole idea behind the Ratrod, like we told you in the last video, is we're going to scrounge and come up with anything, beg, borrow, steal, do whatever we can do to come up with. Not so much as budget minded, but we just don't want to have no money in this thing just for grins and giggles. See what we can do. Traditional hot rod building, swapping parts with your buddies. My brother, God bless him, doing a job for another man over there, updating this killer later model 68 to 70 Chevy pickup truck. Leftover stock stuff. True old truck 3-speed. But we need this. We need a bell housing. We need a throw-up area. No noise. This one's still good. We've also got our little control lever with a good dust shield. Gives us some great parts. Guy didn't want it anymore. Now follow us over here what we're going to put it on. True old Saginaw 4-speed. Really cool. The only thing that makes these probably a little more inferior to like a early Muncie is the simple fact that it's all cast iron. The housing, everything in it is cast iron. The actual components in them is a true 4-speed. And you can tell by your levers. You got a forward, first and second, rear, second, third. Anytime you see this little extra pickup, your little reverse guy right here, that is a dead indicator you've come across a 4-speed. These early things were used all the way up into little Vegas in the 70s and stuff. So believe it or not, they're still out there. This one, given to me by a great friend, Kurt. I've had it for a long time. But we really want that old school banging gears and the ching and the linking and the banging and the noise and the crap like an early vet. And this will do it. Affordably? Yeah. Free's good. Then we got some extra parts that came out with that trade deal. That's just kind of cool. Clutch doesn't look so good. It got some water, but we did notice it didn't have a lot of ride mark on it. So possible to clean this up and then burn it up. We got a pressure plate. My favorite thing, something you don't see every day, you guys that know, you know. Cast iron 3-bolt nipple. This is like 50s, early 60s starter. This one's actually had starter replaced. The solenoid's been replaced. We've already hit it and tested it, bench tested it with a jumper box, and works great. Spins, kicks out. Your Bendix driver is good. The little Bendix drive teeth are like perfect. There's no dog ears or bad edges on it. So this is great. This is like a bonus. Just for grins and giggles, not that anybody's going to notice, but we know we've got an early iron GM starter on our little Ratrod, which we're obviously going to let the cat out of the bag now. Got an old small block I've been saving forever. My dad actually put together late 80s, and it's done nothing but sat. Gone through a little bit, did some lubing and stuff, but there's an old trick the guys used to do. They take a 283 and throw a 327 crank in it, and some guys would say it's along the specs of a 302. Ideally, it's just a hot rod motor. So we're going to use that, get this stuff cleaned up. And Levi's doing a great job on nutting and bolting it all together. And we've even found some cool early parts. You old guys might remember the Cal Custom one-piece aluminum transmission mounts. No movement there, like they thought it was some sort of race value. It's just a cool factor, and we got it. Yeah, we're going to stick that in. first little pile of parts went through, so I did a little cleanup. Got some water issues. Well, I thought we could wire wheel this off and maybe use it. It's a Ratrod. I just need to go up and down the road. So we started looking at the flywheel. I noticed it's pitted. It's got some burn marks. I kept trying to hand machine this with a pad and some 80 grit. A lot of times you can take them out, just clean them right up and reuse it. It's just called surfacing. This one's going to have hot spots in it due to the rust pitting, obviously due to water. Turned over the pressure plate. As you can see, this really probably isn't even worth saving. It's pretty bad. And it's a shame because it doesn't really look like none of this was used very long. So that's scrap. That's scrap. This is scrap. That's okay. We can use this. This is way better. Cleaned up real well. Flywheel, heck, it's still got the sticker on it. This thing has barely even been touched. It couldn't have been used much at all. It came out of something parts-wise. And we got a decent pressure plate, untouched. We still have our overall machining lines. We can actually feel them. And as you guys know, with a pressure plate, that's how you get them right out of the box. That usually goes pretty quick. So this pressure plate is pretty new. You also notice it's the finger type, the diaphragm type, which these are really nice. They're a higher pressure type pressure plate. And if you notice, it has the name Center Force. So obviously there is some sort of performance deal in this little scrap haul, be it salvage and parts places and swap meets and your buddy's hot rod shop. Hey, what you gonna do with that? It looks like a door stop I can use. You know, all this stuff's really cool if you just kind of clean it up and reuse it. But for Ratrod, get her going up down the road, these are the guys we're gonna go with. So now we just need to stick them together and stick it in there. Usually only small blocks. Most everybody knows, just for friends and giggles. A little pointer, extra hold, flywheel, a lot easier. This is literally what it's for. Just alignment. But you may not know that, right? That's your alignment pin. So started. The bolts will do the work. I like to use a little blue Loctite. They're very particular flywheel bolts. Case hardened bolt. Neat little flat lock washer. Does its job. I like to stick a little blue Loctite in. Just by fingers. Get them started. Most guys that's been building a lot of small block Chevys, they're like belly buttons. Everybody's got one. But with that said, a lot of your torque specs pretty much across the board is the same. If you're gonna look these up, they're gonna be about 65 pounds. I do 65 pounds, so we're good to do it. I'm gonna grab the torque wrench. They heck of a lot further with 4 minutes.
Said what?
It's going to be a lot further with 4 minutes. Yeah. You want me to tell you go ahead and phase your crazy part now? I think this might be the old race motor.
Old race car.
No, you should try those. Because it's got the power wheels on it. It's got the girdles. It's got the super springs.
I thought you had a motor right out for this.
I do now. Burn out machine.
I never died up there.
Everybody's got dinosaurs.
It's not my time yet.
Time's in a little bit. Flywheel side, I got the little sticker on there. Flywheel side. You look down through here, though, you always see a big bulky side. So common sense goes a long way. See how that? Yeah, see how it's not on it? Yeah, you said, now I'm touching. I'm already touching. So if you ain't got any marks, that's your indicator. There's another thing too. You see how when you look in the crank, you see that little bronze bushing? Looks like it's kind of made of brass. That's called pilot bearing. You see that shape into that shaft on the transmission? This is like a fake fuel.
Is there like packed bread in there?
Very good, you remember the old tricks. That's true, or grease. Hang it out and it'll push that out. Now, what this means, this motor has a standard behind it. So now I'm pretty sure it's going to race motor. Got it, force me. Is that pop down? Now we're in. Now, you see the up down? All we want to do is just give it a little crunch. Once this is on, and we can let it be. Now we're going to give it a bunch of these guys. Yeah, looking good.
Things suck.
Isn't it funny when it goes though?
So weird.
I know, right? Back, what's up? Back straight. That's where it sits. Nice. That's it up. I need a baby chalk right there. Grab that hammer, stick it into the tire.
What?
Grab that hammer, stick it into the tire. Thing.
Looks good.
Okay, technically motor, bell housing, transmission, driveline. It's sitting about where we want it to sit. And just like what Levi just did, we're literally going to move the vehicle, the frame, centering it, and positioning it. This is where every half inch counts, as you guys know. One of the considerations is where our shifter's at, via floor, driving it, and how much it encroaches tunnel and our floor, and our foot wells and foot spacing. Ideally, I'd like to have it a little further back, but we got to consider our distributor, our carburetors, and we've got a couple of pieces that we're just going to use for mock-up, even the exhaust, things like that, just to kind of give us an idea. Should we take the motor a little bit more north here by an inch, 2 inches, or should we leave it where it's at? Personally, I'm not too concerned about the scrub line because you got to remember, we've set this thing up at zero. I wanted to be able to push this rat off the road if it breaks down. In other words, it's going to be on airbags. When it's all the way down, this is the low position. This will not be drive position. So it'll elevate about 2.5 to 3 inches. Everything comes up with that. With that being said, I put a 2x6 underneath the oil pan, knowing that that's mean level. So that'll be the only space I actually get this doohickey off the ground. But with our distributor, being able to have a hood on here, carburation, if I can get anything north, a little more fudge, and still drive and still get our feet in here to handle what this thing will and won't do, these are the judgment calls we're going to be making as we go forward with this. Because once we mount it, it is where it is. We're just going to live with it. I just don't want to have that feeling of like a monkey riding a barrel, you know. We want to be as comfortable as we can be in this thing, and just where it's fun to drive. I want to make it fun to drive. So these are the slight decisions we'll be making in increments of like a 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch.
Comfort, that's horrible, man.
Comfort in this, yeah, it's kind of
Your
stupid.
feet are going to be on the bell housing.
Kind of oxymoron in there.
Your gas pedals are going to be in the middle.
You're sitting in a middle chair. How comfortable can it be?
I don't know about this middle chair.
Ooh, what about lawn chairs?
We're going to have to talk about chairs.
Put it down. What do you think? Hey, yeah, it's as old as it looks.
A lot going on.
It's got spot polishing. That's an old 6-pack. I don't know if it's any good. It's still got like the progressive linkage. Check this out over here. See if they even do it. I don't think they do. We're going to do some rebuilding. Anyway, 6-pack. This is your fuel oil. Go in here. And of course, our little distributor. It goes in there. Let's see what that does. See how bad that looks.
I like how it sticks up. I don't think I've ever seen one with 3 though. I've seen them with 2.
Yeah. Yeah, that's 2-barrel. How about this? You ever see one of these?
Distributor or is it a special type of distributor? I've never seen one with the head on it like that. They're usually circle heads.
Now it's a dual point. This is before electronic.
That's the one with
distributors.
points.
Yeah,
It's got the point
but
system on the inside?
it's got dual point.
Oh.
Y'all remember dual points? Way back? You got gray hair if you do.
Might need.
The cool thing about old dual points, this is before electronic ignition. So this was your performance ignition. Alright, let's
I like these little caps though, dude.
roll this back a little bit.
I'm sitting on a tire.
You can tell where to get in here. This is what I wanted to see. It's like, if it's even possible.
Fit it. Let's cut some more of the Ratrod out of the way. Alright.
It may not even be possible.
Oh, you're talking about the actually.
Well, it is possible.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. How do you use that? So that one not even working. We'll have to try it with we'll have to try it with the other. Yeah. Anyway, these are kind of cool. So they almost look like a little thread. So with that said, we got
What was a little one for? I've never seen 9 of them.
coil. There you go. You hook it to a coil.
Oh, you're talking about like an actual coil.
There's other plug wires.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Yeah.
You might just probably have a nice shelf somewhere.
We'll be able to storage.
You probably get new plug wires anyways.
Anyway, now can you see I'm talking about with the hood?
Yeah, it's gonna be right there.
Close. Yeah, that's why I said this. You know, I can't really raise it no higher, but this is what I did want to do. See where that distributor is?
Yeah.
But we got to ask yourself, you know, are we going to be able to
Work on
get it out of there? You know, are you going to be able to work on it? So then you come back
Like that.
just out of the firewall.
You're basing this whole thing off
Yeah.
of pulling a distributor.
Yeah, I'm based on working on it. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, that's how I'm building it. I'm building it like, can I work on it? And then the tricky part is looking down in here, which we need to go that way a little bit. No, we just need to move. Need to move this bit. Oh, here's the bookmark. So that's there. Something like that. Really, do some measuring.
I like the stacks though. Really good.
Like what?
Stacks on top. The whole motor's leaning to the left, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, the oil pan ain't
It's
good.
kind of rolled over, isn't it?
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, the oil pan's not did to at the bottom.
It's gonna be interesting. All right, what's next?
I guess motor mounts. It needs to roll.
A whole lot of everything.
Oh yeah, well yeah, the car in general.
Yeah, we're gonna get it phased, degreed. We're gonna make some custom mounts. We're just going, again, like we've said many times, we're just going with what we got. No strict rule, but no rules at all.
What is that?
Well, I found this the other day jigging through a junk pile. This is a
Looks like the handle of a sledgehammer.
part of a wishbone of a 46 Ford project we did way back in the day. These had the spindle heads on them. Anyway, cut these down. But I want to show you like some of the old school things, and some of y'all know what I'm talking about. But you'd tap these and put tie rod ends. You remember them tie rods we did on your WRX the other day? It's kind of like that. Gives you a lot of nice adjustability. Now picture that on the back axle back there. Now you got your parallel links. We're going to make our own parallel links using a lot of old parts. 46 Ford. We got some 35 Pontiac stuff.
So those are like two of them? Like this,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, and that's Henry Ford used to run these together, and the guys would cut the little Y off and it was split. And
so it's like the four link on the bottom of the CUDA.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to make those. So that gives us some authentic parts for trail arms. I've actually got the longer ones from the Model A that will run up front, tail in the back. They're a little more narrow, that kind of look more sensible up front. And we'll take them right off our bat wings. So we'll make a version of an elongated hairpin. That gives you your lateral control for your front axle.
All right.
And then of course you got to have suspension. So we got a bunch of old airbag plates from so many jobs doing so many airbags. You end up with tons of these, right? We don't even got to make any of these. We just got to come up with ways to. The average is about 3 inches apart. That's a crushed airbag is usually about 3 inches apart. So we just simply use a 3-inch block in between these, and we'll end up running these somewhere on the inside and the back, and we'll do the whole thing on air suspension. That's why we've been building this thing all the way down.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like I told you before, I wanted to be able to roll it off the road if she breaks down, but we wanted it as low as we possibly can get it. Then we put a little air in it, boot it, and go for a ride. Cool. So air, some suspension, shocks, all custom mounts, and we're trying to use anything that our imagination will allow us and or that's out there in the old scrap pile. So lots of fun recycling parts. And then anybody out there, we're taking on creative ideas. We actually had a really cool comment on the last video about a tail in the back end, and we're considering all these, and we decided to start making a list. It's just an ideal list. Everybody makes a list, but it's really kind of cool because we can back and forth spitball some ideas, and the neat thing is you know, you guys might see some of the things actually happen on this thing, however it happens. Yeah. I'm still torn on the roof. I don't know what we want to do there. I know we have to run some sort of windshield, but I don't even really want to run much glass or anything. I just, you know, it's just a redneck go-kart, like I've been telling you. But it's going to be a little bit ridiculous. I don't know what it'll be capable of, but in the video, you guys see Levi picking this thing up and moving it around.
Oh yeah, it's super
so
light.
far, it doesn't weigh too much, does it? Plus a driveline, so horsepower to weight ratio, it might be a little bit ridiculous. But hey, there's nothing funner than burnouts and donuts.
This thing's probably going to take corners like crazy.
Guys, keep up with us. Like, subscribe. Tell us what you like and don't like. We don't care. We're having a good time over here on this side. And we want y'all to be able to be entertained and have fun too. So we entertain your ideas and anything that helps support what we're trying to do. Mostly just building the channel. It's really cool to where if we get one person out there that gets one little thing that helps them out, then it's a great day. So remember, like we always say, y'all help somebody out today. It just makes things a little better. Thanks for watching.